Alright folks, I barely have time for this video, but I'm a firm believer if you can't have a little fun in this world and be busy at the same time, it's just not worth it. It's Monday, July 22nd. It's about 6:45 p.m. Barely have time because I got an appointment at 7:30 and I'm at least 15 minutes from the house, farm. Okay, where do I begin? Don't worry, I saved a little bit of baling for us to finish off this video. Okay, folks, we just made a whole bunch of caramelized hay. Most of you, some of you know what that is. Some of you don't, and it's okay that you don't. I'm gonna explain it. A keen eye that makes a lot of hay can probably even tell just by looking at the face of this bale what I'm talking about. Okay, I ran out of time. Okay, this field, and I believe I did a video on this, cutting this field. It takes forever to dry down. Number one, you got big tree lines on each side. We are staring at the exact east end and of course the west end. It takes a long time for this field to dry down. I don't have time. The other issue here, let me back up folks. When I say caramelized hay, let me first say that I'm baling hay that is not perfectly bone dry. The moisture percentage content is a hell of a lot better than what it's supposed to be, or shall I say worse than what it's supposed to be. The other issue with this field is it was just littered. The ground floor was just littered with new growth alfalfa and clover, which was about anywhere from 5 to 7, 8, 9 inches in height. Well, this is a first cutting, so why the hell was it a regrowth? The deer hammered this in the springtime, and then it regrew. It was actually quite beautiful. This is going to make some phenomenal, great feed, but I mean, you don't wish for that to happen. So, mixed in with our weather reports, mixed in with some cloudiness, right now it's perfect. This was less than bone dry to bale. I don't have time to wait. The forecast is calling for a spotty thunderstorm Wednesday. I can't bale this tomorrow, which is Tuesday, because I've got everything riding on about a 12 to 1300 small square baling day. Everything is set to go. It couldn't be more perfect as long as the weather stays perfect like it's supposed to. I had to pick this up. Now, we're not going to cry the blues too bad here because we actually have, try and keep up here. And excuse the fashion statement. This is a statement, by the way. I just don't know what it means. We actually have an unplanned, perfect world. If you keep up with the videos, you know that we're shutting down the pasture system in about 9 or 10 days. In those 9 or 10 days, after shutting down, all the cattle need to be fed round bales of hay. I predict anywhere from 60 to 90 bales are going to be needed during this process of shutdown when we feel that the pastures are sufficient to go back to grazing. Now, there was a couple comments that came my way about how you can't overgraze ground. Well, listen, I respect all opinions, I really do. I've learned a lot from trying to understand somebody else's opinion versus, you know, my mindset that is hard to change. That is baloney. What you need to understand is the grazing system is worth tens and tens of thousands of dollars if in the event you don't have the grazing system and all that cattle needs to be fed a harvested crop that you have to buy or make. If that's the case, our grazing system is worth tens and tens of thousands of dollars. We want to shut it down for hopefully no more than 3 weeks. 2 at a minimum. It's going to be at least 3. Mother Nature dependent. I hope not a month. But anyway, 60 to 90 bales. Well, the on-plan perfect world here, folks, is that if I'm not mistaken, I'm about to spit out bale number 70. 68 or 70. This will be fed out first. This will all be collected, hauled back to the farm, and piled at the farm conveniently for all that feeding when the time comes here, very much sooner than later. I know actually a handful of people that purposefully bale caramelized hay, which makes me feel a lot better and a heck of a lot higher content and moisture than what this stuff is. Actually, this dried down significantly compared to about 2 o'clock this afternoon when I checked on it. I will never purposefully make caramelized hay. We've never been into it. I don't want to get into it. The name of the game here is to always make dry hay to be stacked accordingly for winter feeding. That's our game. Or shall I say livelihood. But in this event, there was no choice in the matter. I'm out of time, which I always seem to be out of. Anybody that actually gives a damn and works for a living, we always seem to be out of time. So that's what I did. Said to hell with it and did it. I can't let it sit. I don't have time tomorrow. I got a lot riding on all these square bales. There's already a pile of customers lined up for tomorrow evening, and I really don't feel like making a whole bunch of phone calls and saying, well, I can't help you out. I'm not into that. Yep, you can feel it in there. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to leave these bales out here for 2 or 3 days and let them sweat. They'll be picked up and brought to the farm, and these will be fed out during our shutdown process. So, yeah. If any of that didn't make any sense, and I'm the worst of explaining it, to anybody that doesn't know what I meant by caramelized hay, what it's going to do is it's going to, the word is, I want to use the word ferment, but lightly. And it's going to have almost a caramel-like taste, hence caramelized, to the cows. They absolutely love it. Basically, to me, it smells kind of like a light dried tobacco leaf, which I think smells pretty damn good. Okay, I got to get going. Reason being, I don't even know if I talked about this yet. My head is so full of stuff going on here right now, but life is good. It's all right. I got to get going because I got an appointment at 7:30 to go pick up cattle. Yep, pick up cattle. I'm going to spare you all the details, and we're going to leave this conversation for another video that'll probably come out in about 2 days, because tomorrow it's making square bales of hay. Pure business tomorrow. No joking around, no laughing, no smiling. Gotta have fun, folks. Gotta try. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. Checking in, saying hello, everybody. Happy Monday to you. Hope everything's going okay. And we're going to talk to you sooner than later.